Hi, this is Josh Nelson. I'm the founder and CEO of Infinite Wealth Strategists, where our mission is to change millions of families' financial situations one family at a time. The information I'm about to share with you over the next 20 minutes or so was absolutely life-altering for my family. See, I've been in the marketing and sales industry for almost 20 years and have been fortunate enough to have made big money. Over the years, it's in the multiple seven-figure realm, and like most families, I had no financial vehicle in place that would allow my money to work for me. After 20 years, I had no retirement. Despite the level of income I was earning, I was still in massive debt. Something had to change, and that's when this information came across my desk. Since that moment, everything changed, and now I'm so excited to share this information with you. Let me start by asking you a couple questions. What if there was a way to earn interest on every dollar you earned from now until the day you die, creating a huge cash pool that earned enough tax-free income that you could retire early and actually enjoy your life? What if you could leverage your money the way the banks do, rewarding you with interest and potential dividends for warehousing your cash there? Would you want to know how? If there was a way for you to recapture all the interest you ever paid to mortgage companies and big banks, where you can keep that interest in your own pocket instead of giving it to someone else, would you want to take advantage of a system like that? Do you currently have a tax-free retirement income? See, I ask families this multiple times a day, and 99% of the time the answer is no, which is sad. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a concept that goes against the grain. This concept is only leveraged by the mega wealthy and is now available for you and your family. I'm going to show you how you can become your own banker, eliminate the need for traditional financing, and show you a system where you can recapture all the interest and payments you currently make to traditional financial institutions, all without changing any of your current spending habits. Oh, and by the way, pay close attention because we're going to show you how we can help your family free of charge. Here we go. Did you know that 97% of the world's wealth is controlled by 3% of the population? As a matter of fact, if you took all the money and evenly distributed it, it would all flow back to the 3% within 10 years or so. Why is this? It's because 97% of the population have no idea how banking works. But don't worry, because I'm about to blow the lid off of this hidden knowledge. Let's quickly discuss how banks make money. As mentioned before, banks basically make money by lending money at rates higher than the cost of the money they lend. More specifically, banks collect interest on loans and interest payments from the debt securities they own and pay interest on deposits, CDs, and short-term borrowings. So when you deposit $100, the bank takes 70 of those dollars and creates loans where they make money on the interest. Now keep in mind that interest was generated by loaning money that you worked for. Now let's talk about another painful topic related to the traditional banking system: financing. Here's my definition: borrowing money you don't have to buy something you can't afford in the current moment. See, the problem, folks, is that banks love to give you money that you don't have so that you can pay them back, double in some cases, over time. I've come up with 9 reasons why not to use traditional financing. Number 1, financing purchases does not teach self-control. Again, you're spending money that you don't have, and then you're paying interest on that money. Number 2, financing purchases means you aren't sticking to a budget. Number 3, interest rates can get expensive. Number 4, interest rates can increase when you don't pay off the balances. Number 5, poor credit can affect insurance rates, work potential, and home buying power. Number 6, financing purchases can jeopardize relationships. I mean, how many marriages have we seen end in divorce over debt? It's sad, really. Financing can also lead to much higher spending, which is a huge problem. Number 8, the habit of financing can lead to bankruptcy. And number 9, avoiding financing can lead to peace of mind. All of this is what I call the cycle of death. I'm sure everyone watching this can relate to some degree. Here's what the cycle of death is. You go to work, you get paid, you deposit your money in the bank, you pay your bills and your living expenses, your money's gone, you get credit, which again is borrowing money you don't have, you pay interest fees on that, and then you're living paycheck to paycheck. And folks, the cycle goes on, typically getting worse over time. I'm almost positive not one person would agree this is a healthy and exciting way to wake up each day. Okay, before I let the cat out of the bag, let me address something that I'm asked a lot at this point. People say, but Josh, isn't my money safe in the bank? I mean, we've all heard the saying, money in the bank, right? Isn't my money insured by the FDIC? Well, let me give you some facts. The second quarter of 2017, the FDIC had $88 billion. There is some $7.1 trillion in total insured deposits that the FDIC backs up. That's a little more than 1% of insured bank deposits. That's your money, folks. In 2008 and 2009, the FDIC was negative $8 billion, and now with the Dodd-Frank enforce, the US government's stance is that the Treasury will no longer kick in money to save failing banks. So is your money really safe? To those that might think it is, you may want to reconsider your position. Now let me quickly describe traditional banking so that we all know where we're starting from. This is what 99% of people do with their money, including myself, prior to having this information. We go to work and we trade hours for dollars. We then deposit that money in the bank and the balance goes up. Meaning if you make $5,000, you deposit $5,000, your account balance goes up $5,000. Then we pay our bills. That money now leaves the bank, your balance goes down, and that money is never seen again. That money is spent on living expenses, car payments, housing payments, and credit cards. Now, hidden inside of those bills is hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in interest that you're paying to those bankers. Typically, at this point, you run out of money and there's more month left at the end of your money, and the cycle starts all over again. Okay, now I know by now you're like, Josh, come on, show me the money, right? Show me how to get off this cycle of death. Okay, let's start by looking at the attributes of what I would consider the perfect investment. Anytime I'm looking at a vehicle to park my cash in, I look at this list I'm about to show you to see how it holds weight to other vehicles in the market. As I list these off, I want you to ask yourself if you agree, if you would also like to see these attributes in the perfect investment. First, it has to have a high rate of return. I think that's obvious. Why would you put your money somewhere where it's going to get no gains? If that's the case, you already put your money in the traditional bank, right? It also needs to have a consistent rate of return. It needs to be conservative or safe. I mean, we're talking about retirement dollars here, folks, and we don't want market risk like in 401ks or IRAs. It needs to be liquid, guaranteed with tax benefits, and have no market volatility. It should yield huge income besides capital gains, meaning cash flow. Just say that word with me, cash flow. Cash flow is your friend. It should also be creditor protected, meaning creditors can't get your money. It has to be inflation protected, in your full control, easy to manage with no hidden fees or penalties, as well as reputable and private. Now I have to tell you, if you like what you hear so far, I have to let the cat out of the bag. What if I told you that what I just described sounds a lot like a dividend-paying whole life insurance policy? Now let me be clear, this is not a typical insurance policy you get from a local salesman. This is a highly sophisticated, specially engineered policy that has built-in features allowing you to bank, warehouse your capital, and build generational wealth. As a matter of fact, 99% of insurance agents have no clue how to even utilize these specially designed policies. This is a concept that's been around for over 200 years and is highly used by the mega wealthy. Some of the terms used to define these types of policies is the infinite banking concept, IRS code 7702, a 770 account, private reserve strategy, privatized banking systems, and family banking plan. So what does this look like? First, I'll start by saying that this is for everyone. You don't need any special education to utilize this alternative banking system. You don't need money that you don't already have to get started. You don't need money in savings, and you don't have to be some savvy investor to use this system. It's really quite simple. Here's how it works. We create a specially engineered dividend whole life policy designed and based off your needs and your goals. We create a custom policy for each client that is unique to your situation. Once everything is set up, you'll simply add one more step to how you currently bank. Instead of depositing your money in the bank first, you're going to make a deposit into your alternative bank. By doing so, you earn a guaranteed 4% rate of return on your money as well as potential dividends. It's important to know that we only write these policies with insurance companies that have been around as well as have paid dividends for 100 years or more. Companies with impeccable track records with billions in paid claims. These specially designed policies create immediate cash value, giving you immediate access to your money, unlike traditional policies that only carry a death benefit. I mean, what is the point in paying for a policy with the only benefit being when you die? Now, the best part about this system is as you access your money, you still earn interest on all the dollars that you've deposited. For example, let's say you deposited $100,000 into your alternative bank. You've used $50,000 of that to live. Even though you've used $50,000 to live, you're still earning interest on the entire $100,000. Sound too good to be true, right? Well, the beauty of using a dividend-paying whole life policy as a banking mechanism is that the policy is a contract. That 4% is guaranteed in writing between you and the insurance company, and the last I checked, there's almost no guarantees anywhere anymore. That's why this vehicle is so powerful and is the only vehicle that makes sense for banking. Now imagine leveraging the power of compounding interest. Each year you're adding more dollars into the policy, which increases the amount of interest and potential dividends your policy is earning on an annual basis. If you understand what I'm saying, you're probably realizing right about now that you need this in your life. Now you see why I got so excited when I first saw this concept. Imagine if you would have heard about this 10 years ago. Had I ran all the money I made through this system, I'd be living off the interest alone today off work that I did 10 years ago. As your bank grows, you can now finance your own lifestyle. Need a vacation? Need a new car? Want to build your dream home? It's simple. You just borrow the money out of your own bank and make the payments back to yourself just like you would if you took out a loan from a traditional banker. Except now you recapture all of that interest that you would have paid to someone else. You're literally recapturing and recycling all the dollars you earn, keeping your dollars in a closed-looped family economy system. See, working hard for money is half the battle. Having a system where you can warehouse that capital, where that money is now working for you, is how you build generational wealth. Now, let's see how this can work in a real-life application. Fast forward 5 years from now. You have an alternative bank, and the last 5 years you've been contributing to this new system. Now, let's imagine you needed to buy a car. There's 3 ways to purchase a car. Number 1, you can lease it. Let's say you lease a car for $50,000. You're going to make about $833 a month in payments plus interest over the next 5 years. At the end of those 5 years, you're going to be out the money, you're going to be out the interest, and you got to turn the car back in. So you're out the money, the interest, and the car. So obviously leasing a car is not the best option. Number 2 is you can buy a car. You can take out a loan by proving your credit worthiness. You can give credit references, proof of income, right? It's like going through an FBI investigation just to buy a car. And now you're going to pay $50,000 for that car plus interest. At the end of that 5-year term or that loan, once that car is paid off, you're out the $50,000 plus all of the interest, which was probably over $10,000 in just interest alone. Okay, so you're out the money, the interest, and you have a 5-year-old car. So I guess purchasing a car is better than leasing a car. Now, the third way is that you can finance your own vehicle with your own bank. You can self-finance this using your own alternative bank. You borrow the money from yourself, you make the payments back to yourself, you control the payment schedule because you're the bank, and at the end of 5 years, you'll have your $50,000 back, plus all the interest that you would have paid to a banker you kept in your own pocket, and you have the car. Not a bad deal, right? You get the car, the money, and the interest. Now, some people ask, what if I miss a payment? Great question. You set the payments. It's your bank and it's your money, folks. See, the insurance company allows us to access our money as an advance from our death benefit. This means you technically don't have to pay it back if you choose not to. You're probably saying, Josh, how is this possible? Well, I'll tell you. Here's a secret that the insurance companies figured out. We're all gonna die. With a specially designed and engineered policy, you will have access to a living benefit as well as a death benefit. For example, let's say your death benefit was $2 million, but you've used the policy for banking, and over the course of your life, Let's say you've used $1 million of that to enjoy your life. When you die, the insurance company will settle out the $1 million that you owe or that you've taken out, and that leaves $1 million that's still going to get paid out to your beneficiary. That's huge, folks. Every family in the country needs to know about this. We are delivering a product that has a living benefit and a death benefit, and there's nothing out there like it. How else can this work? Most of my clients use this concept originally to get out of the debt race. I mean, the race to the bottom. Look, Americans are drowning in high interest debt, and it seems almost impossible to get out of. It's not a problem here. By leveraging your dollars in a dividend-paying whole life policy properly structured, our clients have the ability to pay off their debt in some cases in a third of the time or less compared to how they were doing it before. We also have clients with government qualified plans such as 401ks and IRAs that have hundreds of thousands of dollars they can't even touch until retirement age without paying taxes and obscene penalties. We can show you how to access those funds and permanently eliminate the word penalty from your banking vocabulary. You can use your new bank to buy cars, homes, pay for your kids to go to college, and life goes on. You can virtually finance your entire life and continue recycling and recapturing all of your hard-earned cash. So just to recap, some of the main features of your new alternative bank are that you can borrow from yourself and set your own payment schedules. When hard times come, and they will, no creditors will be calling you for money. You'll now be recapturing all of the interest that you've paid a bank, saving you thousands of dollars a year. You're guaranteed safe from market volatility, your capital grows on a predictable schedule, your money grows whether it's on loan or not, and your money now performs multiple tasks at the same time. Now, for you to truly understand the leverage behind this system and how it allows your money to work for you, let's just quickly look at the magic of compounding interest. If you invested $1 per year for 30 years at 8% interest, you would have invested a total of $30. At the end of 30 years, you would have profited $83.28. Not bad, right? Almost triple your money. That is compounding interest. Now, let's take it up a level. If you invested $1 per month for 30 years, you would have invested a total of $360. At 8% annual compounding interest, you would have profited $1,130.60. Now, let's take a look at $1 a day for 30 years. Your total investment would be $10,950. That would be leaving you a profit of $30,398. Now, folks, these examples are using $1. Imagine what your bank could do over the next 5, 10 to 20 years if you start running your income through this banking system. Think about this. If you were to double a penny every day for 30 days, you'd have $5,368,709.12. For a few of you, the light bulb just went off on how powerful this system can be exponentially. Now, let me give you a few examples of what these policies actually look like. Now, this is an example of an actual client, and these are real numbers. This example is a $60,000 a year annual policy. You are about to truly realize the power of being your own banker. Now, keep in mind, this is not get rich quick. The best thing about these policies is that it gets better over time. Your policy is always going to be better today than it was yesterday, and it'll be better tomorrow than it is today. In this example, I am going to start at year 5. This policy was done on a 40-year-old male with average health. Now, in year 5, the client will deposit $60,000 in premium for that year. You'll notice the cash value, which is what's accessible, is $62,546. That means the client was able to extract more than what they actually deposited. Why? Remember, the insurance company pays you interest and potential dividends every year on all of the money that you're putting into this policy. Look, by year 10, the client deposits the same $60,000 for that year, but now has a cash value that year of $80,438. Folks, look, the only difference between year 5 and year 10 is time. The client is still putting the same amount each year in, which could be their income that they make at their job. That's a $20,000 increase in income tax-free by the 10th year. Look at year 15. The client deposits the same $60,000, but they're able to pull out $96,746. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? As this policy ages, it becomes more and more efficient. By year 30, this particular client has more than doubled what they made full-time just in interest and dividends. All this client did was change the way that they do their banking. Folks, over the life of this policy, this client will have earned $464,283 in addition to what they paid in. And all they did was change the way they do their banking. Now, would they have made that storing the money in the traditional bank? We all know the answer to that. It's no. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We have dozens of strategies that can be applied to any situation a client may have. We can show you how to leverage dormant equity in your home where you can get that money creating a tax-free immediate income. We can also show you how to maximize your retirement dollars that you may have in other plans that aren't as efficient, safe, or in your control, such as a 401k or IRA. This also works great for entrepreneurs and investors. Why not park your capital in a system where you earn a guaranteed rate of return on your money, while at the same time, you can still utilize that capital in your current investing, essentially double dipping on the interest that you can earn. I work with a lot of real estate investors who absolutely leverage this concept in their massive real estate businesses. We also have a program called the Accelerated Income Strategy for those that want to fast track to a tax-free retirement income. Again, we can customize any plan for any type of client. If you're like me at this point, you want to know how you can take advantage of this amazing system. This is really the best part. You can request a free, no obligation analysis from one of our financial mentors. They will be able to show you more examples of how this can work for your family, as well as design a policy illustration based on your current finances, all free of charge. What do you have to lose, right? I'd say you would have more to lose if you don't at least take a look. And again, it's 100% free. But wait, there's more. Once your policy is in place, our mapping team will now create a customized, highly engineered plan for you and your family to reach all of your financial goals. Our mapping team has helped thousands of families across the nation wipe out millions of dollars in debt, freeing them from financial slavery. Once your policy is in place, our job begins. Our clients become our family. At least twice a year, more if you need, your mapping specialist will be in contact with you to update your map as your financial situation could change. You might get a raise or a promotion, buy or sell something, come into a windfall of cash. As these changes occur, Infinite Wealth Strategists will be there to help. I'm sure by now, if you're anything like me, I was tired of being on this cycle of death and I was ready for a change. Once I saw this information, I had a decision to make. I could keep doing what I was doing, which clearly wasn't working, no matter how much money I made. I realized it wasn't about how much money I made. It had everything to do with having the right vehicle in place to get my money working for me. I'm glad I decided to finally take my finances into my own control. Find out how you can join the IWS revolution and enjoy real wealth and financial security for as long as you live. Request your free, no obligation analysis that will show you how much your financial picture can improve if you add this system to your financial plan. Contact the agent who shared this video with you to learn more. They will design a custom policy illustration free of charge to show you your numbers and how this system can finally free you from financial slavery. Today is the day that everything can change. Tomorrow isn't promised. Welcome to the IWS family. God bless.